and welcome to the Rainbow Umbrella, the podcast where we talk about anything and everything under the rainbow. This month on the Rainbow Umbrella, I'm joined by the absolutely fabulous Emma Dilemma, all the way from Ototahi, Christchurch. Thank you so much for joining me, Emma. It's awesome to have you here.
Thanks for having me, Mel. It's a pleasure to be here.
Excellent. So let's just dive right in. You have recently just returned from a wonderful adventure in LA. Let's talk about that. How was it?
It was good. Like, yeah, parts of it were wonderful, but parts of it were not so wonderful, mostly to do with myself and my mental health and stuff like that. But like, yeah, I mean, went over there all guns a blazing, had a good couple months, and then yeah, I started to kind of have a meltdown.
I hope the meltdown didn't, ruin the overall enjoyment you had from the trip.
No, I think what ruined like the overall enjoyment of the trip is running out of money. And I didn't really I kind of just like went on like a whim and I didn't really think far enough ahead of like, hang on, I'm going to be paying rent there and my mortgage back here in New Zealand and stuff like that. So as the time progressed, I could do less and less, but it's all right.
Yeah.
I learned a lot from the trip, that's for sure.
Oh, excellent. Excellent. So what made you decide LA? Was there something specific or you just like, LA seems fun?
I went there in 2023 for like a week and a half. It was kind of, yeah, probably about 10 days spread over a couple of weeks in between. I went to New York for a few days, just as like a holiday with a girlfriend. And I really liked it. And obviously I know that it's kind of, like an entertainment mecca, like lots of artists and performers and movies and stuff going on there. And I just felt like I didn't really get to see much of that side of it. Like I was there kind of as a tourist and my girlfriend had things that she wanted to do as well. So I didn't really get to like integrate into any sort of like, I was keen on open mics and stuff like that and just exploring what the kind of underground or local scene's like when you're not like mega famous there. So I've always kind of wanted to go back and spend a decent amount of time there. I would like to try and live there for a bit, but getting a visa is difficult.
Yes.
So yeah, it was more just okay. In April of last year, me and my ex split up. Like we'd been together for 9 years, and I always felt like I couldn't go and do things like that because he didn't want to. So as soon as we broke up, it was like light bulb moment. Like I can do whatever the fuck I want now, and I was like, I'm just gonna go to LA for 3 months. My girlfriend was getting married in Bali in July, and I was part of the wedding party there. So, and she works at Air New Zealand. So I was like, instead of like flying me back to New Zealand after Bali, can you just change my flight to be one way to LA and I'll like figure out the rest. So yeah, just did it just cause I could.
Amazing. What an adventure. Yeah. And I love that you took something that was obviously quite painful and heartbreaking. You're like, no, I'm going to make something fun out of this. I'm going to do something for me. I'm going to look after me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was the idea.
Yeah. Very good.
But also it was probably kind of running away, but
I mean, you cope however works best for you, right? Everyone processes things and deals with things in a different way. So you did what you needed to do for you. So well done.
100%. Thank you. Validation.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, there's no point in saying, oh, you should have done this or you should have done this. It's like, it doesn't matter. You do what works for you. And if going to LA and having a great time, amazing.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I like to look at it too. And I did achieve some things over there that I wanted to, and there were some things that I didn't achieve. But yeah, I look back on it now being like that was a good thing to do because I do want to try and live there one day. Like I put in for the visa lottery, and so now I kind of know what to expect, like being there a bit more long term than just a holiday, and how much I will actually need to prepare and plan in advance before going properly.
Yeah. It was research as well as, healing.
Exactly. It was a research trip for sure.
Now, one of the things you did achieve while you were over there was filming the video for Libra in the Trixie Hotel. How freaking amazing was that?
Yeah, that was like one of the main goals of going over there was to film a couple music videos. I took a friend over there to do that from New Zealand, and we ended up having a falling out. So then I was worried that I wasn't going to be able to do any of these videos at all. But I'd met a couple people over there, a couple amazing people, Alex and Kasi Nwakikoro, they're brothers, and Alex is in with kind of like the film and artist scene over there. So he like hooked me up with a couple people that he knows that make music videos, and they did me a sweet deal because they knew that I was kind of already losing money on what I'd tried to do but didn't work out. So yeah, really last minute, like they came to Palm Springs with me like a week later, and we just shot it like in 47-degree heat, like no
Oh
plan.
my
The
goodness.
night before, before we were driving out there, I was just like quickly just jotting down some rough shot lists for them because I was like, I just want you to film me like having fun,
Mm-hmm.
but maybe I should. Here you go. Here's just some random shots that I do want, but like honestly, full trust in you guys to just do whatever you do. And yeah, it was really really fun, and I'm really stoked with how the video turned out.
It's awesome, and it absolutely comes across that you're having fun. I showed
Yeah,
someone
loved
the
it.
other day, and they're just like, yeah, she's having a great time. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, feminine joy.
Yeah.
Woo!
No, it was awesome. It was awesome.
Yeah, and that motel is like ridiculous. So I love like drag queens. I love Drag Race and stuff like that. And Trixie Mattel is one of my favorite drag queens. So I watched her TV series about buying that motel with her ex-husband and doing it up with her friend who's an amazing interior designer that did all that. And
Mm.
I was like, I have to stay there. And when me and my girlfriend went in 2023, there was meant to be three of us going, but only two of us went in the end. But we were like wanting to go stay there, but just when one of the girls couldn't come in the end, like the budget changed because all of a sudden accommodation split between two people instead of three, and we're like, no, we can't afford Trixie Motel anymore. So this time I was like, no, I'm going there. I'm filming a music video there. Like, I don't care how much it costs because it's just a music video budget now. It's not like a holiday budget, because
Yeah.
it costs a lot to stay there. It's like $700 or $800 a night. Like
Oh my
it's
goodness.
crazy. Yeah, yeah. And I was only there for one night, obviously, and we got there really late at night, like probably like 11 p.m. And then we had to get up checkouts at 10. So like we had to get up real early and just shoot as much as we could. They kind of let us stick around in the pool area for half a day, but we had to be out of the room by like 10 a.m., which is why the footage of me in the room is like shot on my phone because like the directors weren't even there yet. And I was like, we're gonna have to check out. So like me and my friend who was staying there with me, he just like filmed me like on my phone. Yeah, just so we could get some in the room. But
That's
yeah.
awesome. A story of you just doing something that, you had a goal, but you kind of just went in. You're like, it's going to happen. I'm going to make it
Yeah.
happen. Doesn't matter
Yeah.
how. I'm just going to have fun doing it.
Yeah. And if they kick us out early and we don't get everything we need, we'll have to go supplement some footage,
Mm-hmm.
elsewhere, which is where you see the footage of me like in front of that sign that says you're going to be fine. I knew that that mural was in downtown LA because when me and my girlfriend were there the year before, we went shopping there. There's heaps of really cool like vintage stores and cool cafes in the fashion district of LA. And so I was like, let's just go there. It's pink and blue. It's a cool mural, and it is. You are going to be fine. The song's about like you can't date me. Like, what's the problem with me, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So all kind of checked out. I was like, there's a pink thing. Like, let's just go there next week and shoot some extra footage and make up the rest of the stuff that we couldn't shoot at Trixie Motel, and it all just worked out.
Yeah. That's kind of
Yeah.
cool to get a little bit of insight of how the video was made because it looks so cohesive and like it fits all together, but you just went and did it. That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. Like me and my friend Cassie, we were driving around a lot, like while we're hanging out there in LA in general. And so in that kind of week in between being at Trixie Motel and shooting that thing in front of the mural, I knew that mural was there, but we'd been driving around a lot and I'd seen a couple other things that we could film in front of. But as soon as we went and shot at that mural in the fashion district, I was like, I don't think we need anything else. This will be enough. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Amazing. So you mentioned you really enjoy like drag queens and drag race and stuff. Do you have a
Mhm.
favorite drag queen?
I would say it's Trixie Mattel.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I love her, and I just love her like YouTube channel and everything. I just think she's so hilarious, or he's hilarious, Brian. I just think yeah,
Yeah.
he's great. I
Yeah.
want to get some of his cosmetics because they look amazing. And surely a drag queen's cosmetics like
Yeah.
don't come off like
Yeah. Yeah. You might need a second mortgage for some of those as well, though.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not. I'll
Yeah.
just stick with my Maybelline.
Maybe treat yourself one day. It'll be worth
One
it, I
day to
reckon.
like a tiny like concealer or something.
Or just a
Something that will
lipstick.
last.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So what was the most rewarding thing about your time in LA?
The most rewarding thing. That is a big question. I'm so bad at like celebrating wins or like feeling like anything was rewarding. I'm always like the pessimist brain, like, what could I have done better, or why did I mess that up? But like I kind of said earlier, I think it's just like getting a feel for what it would be like to live there, as an artist, and how hard it would be to, like, how hard I'd have to grift and work to like integrate into a scene there, and meet my people there. I tried a little bit. I was very limited with my transport options to get to as many things as I could, but the few things that I did go to, like open mics and like studio days with other artists and stuff like that, like sharing music, it was like, wow, like everyone here is hustling, like, and all the artists, well, not all of them, but most of them have that like LA like delusional almost like confidence where
Mhm.
like they have their life story. It's like they've like pre-written it out or something, and they like have a pitch that they give, probably not consciously, but just that level of confidence that they have, and belief in themselves, because they know by growing up in LA or being in LA for a certain amount of time as an artist that they really have to like fight for themselves and push for themselves and represent themselves and believe in themselves. So even though that was terrifying and eye-opening to realize that that's kind of like how it would have to be, which is kind of the antithesis of Kiwis, really, like the tall poppy syndrome, and like we're all so humble. We're like, oh no, I'm not that good, It was like rewarding in a way to be able to come away back to New Zealand with knowing that and being like, okay, if I do win the visa lottery and I do decide to go and like give it a go, like I'm really gonna have to do some self work and like build up my confidence and be that kind of artist. Otherwise, I'm just gonna be over there wasting my time. So yeah, it was rewarding in that way to like learn things like that. Yeah. And
Mm.
also just to be like, do I want to be that artist? I don't know. Now I've got time to think about it. So
Mm.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, going on a journey for yourself as well, learning all of those things would have been amazing too.
Yeah, and like seeing their level of confidence, like almost just like being like, so people can be that like confident in themselves as artists and stuff. So like it's something to aspire to as well,
Mm.
like learning to believe in myself.
Yeah. That happens one day at a time, and some days are better
Yeah,
than others, for
yeah,
sure.
absolutely,
I mean,
absolutely.
I get the same thing doing this. I'm meeting different people all the time that are doing different things, and I'm like, oh, am I okay talking to this person? Like, who am I to talk to this person
Yeah,
about this thing that, I'm no expert in that, but they might be.
yeah,
I get what you
exactly.
mean. Yeah.
Yeah, the comparison thing, as well. Like
Yeah.
seeing
Yeah.
other people like where you might want to be, or just I have this thing where I can't stay in my lane. Like I should just like focus on being like a good songwriter and a good performer and stuff. But when I see other people doing cool things or like starting up businesses or whatever skills they have, I'm like, I could do that. Like, why aren't I doing that instead?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah. And I just start comparing myself to others, even things that are totally not even in my lane. So yeah, it must be hard. Like doing podcasts, you're talking to so many different people.
Yeah.
Get like ideas of like, oh, actually, maybe I should be doing that. Like,
I get shit from my friends all the time. I'm chronically overbooking myself and making sure I'm always doing stuff. The joke is I'm allergic to free time. I'm always doing something. Yeah.
Do you enjoy that though?
Yeah, I don't like being bored. But
Yeah,
then it'll get to the point where I'm like, oh, maybe it'd be nice to sit still for an hour and
yeah,
just do
just
nothing.
chill.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
I
what,
do love a sit still and do nothing, stare out into space.
yeah. I did that
Yeah.
yesterday, actually. I spent all day reading, so that was nice.
Good. I'm
Yeah.
glad that you got that rest in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if there's one thing you could have brought back with you from LA to have,
Mm.
what would it be?
Like a physical thing.
Just anything, one thing that you're like, yeah, I loved this in LA. I wish I had it with me in New Zealand.
The warmth. We've had like the worst summer down here. We had like 2 hot days this weekend, but I was working for one of those days. So we've just had a horrific summer down here. So I would just bring back the entire climate because it was like hot every day that I was there. It was great.
Yeah, but 47, that would
Oh,
have been
but
a,
that was Palm Springs. That was Palm
yeah,
Springs. It wasn't LA. That's like
yeah,
way like
okay.
inland. Yeah, LA was more like, I don't know, 26 to 30 every day.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's
47 was
reasonable.
not the one. Like that was so horrific. I couldn't believe it. It was actually like it felt like a joke. Like it felt like someone was playing a practical joke on me while I was outside. I'm like, there's no way that this is actually coming from the sun right now. Like
Yeah,
this is so hot. This is crazy.
yeah.
Someone's blasting a heater at me, surely, somewhere. Where are they? It's wild.
Perfect day to hang out by the pool though, right?
Oh my God. I reckon for like 3 or 4 weeks after that, I was like 4 shades darker on the front of my body than I was on the back. Because like,
Oh yeah, because
obviously I
you're
wore
sitting in
sunscreen.
the
Yeah, I was either like on a lounger or on the pool thing or like, all this stuff. It was crazy. It was crazy.
Oh man. So as well as having amazing LA adventures, you did a tour last year with Tadpole supporting Devilskin.
I did.
How much
Yes,
fun
that
was
was
that?
amazing. That was so much fun. That's like the biggest tour I've ever been on, and especially the biggest one went like crowd wise, like every night, night after night.
Mm,
'Cause even though we were kind of like the opening act, in a way, um, people obviously came out early for us because it was a huge thing for Tadpole to be back.
mm,
And yeah, so we just had massive crowds every night, and my favorite thing is being on stage and performing and interacting with the crowd. So it was like I was in my element. Like it's like this is exactly what I want to be doing all the time.
yeah,
But obviously you can't be doing that all the time. But if
yeah,
I could do that every day, I would. Like
yeah.
one day off a week for rest, but like yeah, absolutely. I would love to do that only.
Do you think one day would be enough? Because I can imagine touring like that is pretty full
Yeah.
on.
Maybe like one day a week while you're doing like 2 or 3 months worth of touring and then a whole month off and then start again.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I could do that. Yeah. I just need to cut back drinking and vaping.
You've got to have something to get you through though, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So on the tour, were there any other exciting things like in the Dunedin show, the smoke alarm went off and we all had to evacuate?
That's right. Yeah, that was great. That was right after our set, eh? Like,
Yeah.
was right before Devilskin. Yeah. That was one of the most crazy things. Like, I just feel like the whole tour ran so smoothly. Like, props to the entire team that was,
Mm,
the organization team, management. Like, everything just went smooth as hell. Like there
yeah.
was not really any dramas. I feel like the dramas were more just like interpersonal, as
Right.
opposed to like anything to do with the shows themselves or yeah, I think I also talked about on stage at the Dunedin show, like how we had a really good first night and then actually maybe it was the Dunedin one that we'd had like not arguments but just some tensions over, I think. And then I think did we do Arrowtown after Dunedin? I can't remember. But yeah, it's all like it's more just getting to know each other, on the road. Like we only really had like 2 or 3 rehearsals in person before we went on tour,
Oh,
and like
wow.
that first rehearsal was my first time like meeting all of them face to face as well. So it was more just like working out, yeah, those first couple weekends, like working out what the personal dynamics are like on the
Mm.
road and who sleeps in and makes us late and who's like kind of messing around who like but no, we got there and then we got into a flow. It was good fun.
Nice. Because, yeah, it
Yeah.
was 12 cities in about a month. So, I mean, you had to get to know each other pretty quickly, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and 3 bands on the road, 2 vans,
Yeah.
all the crew together. Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it.
Amazing. So, what was the best part about doing that tour?
For me personally, I think it was knowing that if I really invest like time and effort into like training essentially, training my voice, because like leading up to it, I was singing the set and the set was like an hour long. I was singing it twice a day. And the first time I'd just sing it, and then the second time I'd like run on the spot while singing it and like trying to get up my energy and just like how much like my voice was at its like peak performance quality basically. And I think that's like the best thing that I got out of it is like shit, if I actually commit and like practice and push and rehearse and train, that my voice can be so much stronger than I know it to be
Hmm.
able to be. So it was good. Yeah, it was good learnings for me in that respect. And then yeah, just like being on stage with 4 guys who know what the fuck they're doing and know how to run a show and put on a show and feeling supported by that. Yeah, it was great. It was amazing. Yeah.
That's awesome. It's obviously, as we mentioned, quite a lot of mahi to do a tour like that. You're singing, you're performing, you're on. Every time you're
Mhm.
on stage, you're meeting a whole bunch of new people. How do
Yeah.
you look after yourself in that space?
Definitely not drinking as much as I would like to or usually would. like after a show, just because I know that there's like 2 more shows usually, after the first one, and then there's weeks of doing it. And knowing that I would be coming back to Christchurch in between each weekend and working, doing my actual job. So yeah, way less partying and drinking, like going to bed early, not like after sound check, not just like hanging around to just like shoot the shit with people, like actually going back to my hotel or motel or wherever and like resting, warming up, slowly getting ready, having like a little routine like that was really helpful. I did still get sick, so I really had to double down on like looking after myself in the 3rd week. I got like strep, God knows what I had. Strep throat was horrific.
Oh no.
So I really had to like be conscious of rest in that week, and not talking to anyone, and looking after myself, not vaping, not smoking, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, you just got to actually look after yourself the ways that you would expect to. Yeah, get enough sleep, drink enough water. Yeah,
Yeah.
don't party too hard. Save that for the last night of every weekend or just the very last night of the whole tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because there's so much more physicality to singing and performing than I guess it would necessarily appear on the surface, right?
Yeah, it's like it's an actual workout, like especially because I knew that like no offense to the guys in Tadpole, but they're like 50. Like they're all pushing 50 and like I'm not a spring chicken, but I'm still like at least 15 years younger than most of them, and knowing that like as the front person I would need to be like carrying the energy of the show a lot. And yeah, and I wanted to do that too. Like I love performing, I love running around, I love dancing. So yeah, it's a workout. Like it's an hour and a bit being up there running around singing. Like, and those songs aren't easy to sing. Like they're way harder to sing than any of my my songs. Like I purposely write my songs to be like easy for me to sing for the most part. But yeah, it's a whole ass workout. But I'm glad I'm not the drummer because that would be worse, I reckon.
Yeah, you'd be knackered if you were the drummer after a show like
I
that.
don't know how drummers do it, eh? They're
Yeah.
just like going hard out the whole time.
Yeah, my uncle's a drummer in Christchurch for several many bands, and yeah, I've seen him play heaps and then pack down afterwards as well. If you've got a big
Yeah.
kit, like yeah,
Yeah,
shout out
it's
to all the
crazy.
drummers that work really hard.
Like they can't slow down. They can't just be like, okay, I'm tired. Let's just like slow the tempo of the
Yeah.
song. Like they've got to stay. Imagine that if you're getting real tired and like there's still like a minute and a half left in the song, you just got to push. Oh my God, yeah, I can't believe it. It's like for me, if I need to take a break, I just like literally can just stand there and like look like I'm like having a moment or something instead to catch my breath. But like as a
Yeah.
drummer, you can't do that. You just have to keep going.
Yeah,
Poor things. Poor things.
more love for drummers.
Yeah, yeah, and then it's like that's why we'd have like a little break in the middle of our set where Kev would just like DJ for 3 minutes because like Dino and me needed to be like like go take a breather backstage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
amazing. Well, I'm glad you worked things like that in to look
Mm.
after everyone that was performing. That's smart.
Yeah, me too. Like when Kev suggested like let's do a little breather thing where I'll just do a DJ thing for 3 minutes in the middle of the set. Like when I was here, like rehearsing leading up to it, I was like, that's a game changer because before then I'd just been singing basically all 13 songs in a row and being like, this is gonna be tough. But just that little 3-minute break in between makes a massive difference. It's crazy. Like your voice comes back a new man.
Yeah.
Like yeah. Yeah.
What do they say? A lot can happen in 60 seconds. A lot can happen in 3 minutes.
Exactly. Full vocal recovery. Let's go. Ready for a whole other set.
Now, we're going to talk about your music now.
Mhm.
So you write about a whole bunch of different things in your music. You talk about love, relationships, comparing yourself to other women, consumerism, rooting ourselves into oblivion sort of stuff, like I was listening to that this morning. Yeah. Which has been the most cathartic song for you to write? Like, what have you felt as I just need to get this one out here?
Pretty much like literally nothing I've released so far. I feel like I haven't been through a lot of like in my life I've been quite comfortable, and I think that's why I write about more like the absurdity of things that I see happening around me as opposed to like genuine personal experiences. I feel like since my breakup last year and a lot of the things that have happened to me in the last kind of 12 months, what I'm writing right now is super cathartic. And I'm like, oh, this is actually going to be a struggle to release this stuff because it really does feel like I'm going to be putting some real, like, vulnerable stuff out there. But in terms of what I have out already, that's always just been like just having fun, like,
Mm-hmm.
and just off the top of the dome having observations or a little like lyric idea that I build a world around, or yeah, like there isn't a lot of super personal stuff on Spit, really. Other girls, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A little bit, like, not feeling good enough for your partner, which turns out I wasn't good enough, so it was true feelings to have. Yeah. What I've been writing coming up is a lot more vulnerable and a lot more introspective. And a lot of the stuff I've been releasing more recently, like Ready or Not and Libra, and a couple other ones that are going to be packaged up with those soon if I can get my shit together, were co-writes as well. So it's more like I might have like a little chorus idea, I might have a little melodic idea, and then I'm working with my friends Vic and Andy for the most part, and they're amazing writers as well, and they just make the process so much faster,
Mm-hmm.
because they just suggest, I kind of tell them a little bit about what I want to talk about, and then they just write from their own interpretation, and I'll either go, yeah, that makes sense to me, or no, that doesn't, or yeah, like kind of the idea that you wrote here, but I'm going to go and rewrite it, that makes more sense to me, and stuff like that. So that feels like a lot less vulnerable, right? Because then it ends up being kind of like designed by committee.
Mm.
And you can all kind of relate on a general experience together, to write about. But yeah, I feel like not a lot of my music has been cathartic to make so far, but what I've been doing the last kind of 6 months, definitely.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
And I mean, writing in that kind of collaborative sort of way would be really beneficial as well, because as you said, you might have an idea, but sometimes it takes someone else's perspective to be like, actually, no, that's what I meant to say. I can now tweak it how I want it.
100%. Yeah, especially lyrically. I also I want to get better at producing my own music and like writing, holistically, like music and recording it myself, but that's where collaboration really benefits me a lot, because there's just people that are so much faster than me at it, and I might just send them some other like artist songs, but it's kind of like a mix of like, I'm thinking a mix of like these three kind of songs, and here's my lyric and melody, what music can you write to this? Or I might have like just a singular guitar riff, or it just speeds things up. I think I wouldn't have any music out if I didn't collaborate with other people, because I just procrastinate and I need other people around me to like push it to get done, because otherwise I'll be like, I don't know about this, I don't know about this, but they're like, yeah, no, this is good, let's just go this way. I'm like, okay, let's go this way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, otherwise I'd just do nothing. I've been playing the same song on my piano out there for like 3 months now, and I'm like, I should probably get someone to like actually make music to this for me, because I haven't been able to do it myself.
But that's the beautiful thing about the music community, right? It is so collaborative. You'll have people that you can work with, you can bounce ideas off that,
Yeah.
will be able to push you in a different direction or help you refine the direction you want to go in.
Yeah, and I think as a solo artist, I'm realizing how important that is, and like how much I didn't realize being when I was in a rock band, when I was in Decades, like how much easier it was because there was four of us kind of doing it, and because we all lived our own busy lives, we had to like, arrange to meet like on a specific day every week for like X many hours, and we were forced to like write and do stuff in that time, so things happened a lot faster because of that. But when you're solo, it's like you can sit on an idea for like, record a little ditty on your phone or whatever, and then forget it even existed, and, never come back to it, or come back to it months and months later because you haven't shown it to anyone else yet. And no one's gone, let's work on that. You know what I mean? So collaboration is definitely very important for a solo artist, because, yeah, unless you're fully self sufficient, you're like, can produce all your own music, which I cannot. Yeah, collaboration's important.
Yeah, and I mean also the element of holding yourself accountable, because it's, you have a life and friends and hobbies and mahi and stuff outside of the music mahi that you do as well. So it's like, well, actually, maybe I don't feel like doing this today. I do just want to have a bed day, or I want to go out with the girls, or, go see this
Yeah.
movie or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, if
It's
you've
pretty
got-
much every day.
Yeah.
Every day I'm like, right, this evening I'm gonna like get home, like maybe eat a bit of dinner. I'm gonna go in the studio. I don't have any plan. I'm just gonna just sit there and like I don't know, come up with anything, doesn't matter. And then I get home and I'm like, I'm tired, I want to watch maths.
Oh, the true
So bad.
confession, a maths fan, huh?
I tried not to be. I tried not to be. I told myself I was not going to watch this season, like, because I know how much I like get so into it and it just sucks up so much time. But yeah, like a couple weeks ago, I was tired. I was going to have a studio night. I was like, nah, I'm just going to watch like the first episode of Maths. And yeah, now I'm fully in. I'm in. I'm in. I'm lost in it.
I was a bit like that doing research for the Real Housewives episode. So my best friend loves Real Housewives, and
I've never watched that.
it'll suck you in.
Okay.
I watched a season in 2 days preparing for the interview because I was like,
But you enjoyed it, eh?
yes.
Yeah. Reality TV, man. Why?
I don't know. I don't know what it is. I think it's
Would you ever go on a reality TV show? Like, do you think you could hack that?
That's an interesting question. I guess it would depend on what it is. Like, I like the idea of a game show type reality show. That would be fun. Traders would be fun.
Uh-huh.
I'm a terrible liar, so I wouldn't last very long. But I think
I love The Circle. Have you watched The Circle?
no, but I've heard of it.
Oh, it's so good. It's on
Yeah.
Netflix. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a game as well, but it's like based on social media and like kind of popularity contests, and everyone's like in their own little hotel room and they only communicate via like a chat system, and they have a little profile set up on the chat system, but they can catfish. They can just make it like they can invent a person and try and pretend to be them, and like at the end of each week everyone votes on like who their favorite people are that they're connecting with like on the social media platform. Oh, it's absurd, but it's so good. I'd love to do it.
That would be such an interesting social experiment. Like, that's wild.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really interesting. I also applied to be on the next season of the real Squid Games.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I never heard back. I don't know if they're still casting. Maybe it's a long process, but I didn't hear back. But I submitted like an application to be in there. I was like, I reckon I could do that.
I mean, that's something I've not watched, but I hear it would be very interesting.
Have you watched the actual TV show?
No.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was warned off watching it.
Why?
Apparently, I'm too sensitive.
Oh, it is quite graphic.
Yeah. I mean,
Quite
I
violent.
think it would be fine. I've had different groups of people tell me I'd be fine, and then others say, no, don't watch this. So I don't know.
Well, I mean, if you lose a game, you just like literally get shot, and like there's a lot of people getting shot and murdered like all the time. But that's the Squid Games, baby. You just gotta get used to it. And then like the reality TV version, every player must be wearing like blood pellets or something, because like
Right.
if they like lose, then I think they just get activated and they explode, and they have to like pretend to die.
That's amazing.
I know. I really wanted to do it, but I guess not. It's not in the stars for me.
Or maybe,
It's
like
fine.
you said, it might be a long process.
Yeah, maybe. Nick Minna, get an email.
Yeah. Sorry, I've got to go.
Yeah, I'm going to Squid Games.
Amazing. Have you seen the one on Netflix? I love how we've totally digressed. Seen the one
Yeah,
on
I've seen
Netflix, The Floor is Lava? That would be
No.
fun. So, The Floor is Lava, the game you used
Yeah,
to
the
play.
game.
Yeah. No. They've made like a real life obstacle course where the floor is like gunge from What Now?
I thought you were about to be like, the floor is literal lava and like it's life or death.
And
They're
yeah,
wearing rubber suits.
yeah, and they've got to jump over these obstacles and make it to the end. But if they fall in the gunge lava, that's it. They're out.
It's done. Oh man, I don't know if I could do. There's a couple challenges like that in Squid Game where I'm like, that's where I would probably fail out. But
Yeah.
the physical things, but yeah. It's like that, what is it? Ninja Warrior.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah, that sounds like what the floor of lava is kind
Yeah.
of similar to that. Yeah, I couldn't do that. Physical challenges?
No.
Hopping from stone to stone, yeah.
Yeah.
But anything like I don't know.
Yeah. I'm just going to pull on something you mentioned before when you said about the circle and you talked about social media. So I've been thinking a lot about this recently, particularly with everything that's happening politically, globally. We probably don't have time to unpick that. That would be a whole nother episode on its own.
Yeah.
But, you know, as people that will have to use social media to promote the things that they do, I find it's so much admin sometimes. I love the connections that I've made with people and people I've met through social media. Case in point, I'm talking to you now. But it's so much admin. How do you get past the whole, oh crap, I have to deal with social media?
I don't know, like, you tell me. This is another thing that I've been thinking about a lot, like, since being in LA, because a couple of the artists I met there are just like, they post all the time. And I'm like, good, good. Like, I think that's what you should be doing and what I should be doing. But I just don't currently have the energy for it. Like, when I release a song, I like do a few posts around it, probably in like the 2 weeks before and after. And I just run out of steam. I don't know how these artists like have energy to keep coming up with content ideas. But I also think it's like a tall poppy syndrome thing again, where instead of focusing on, I just like, this is a free way to promote my music, just post as much as you can. I think about the people that already follow me, or even just like my family and friends who will be like, Oh God, she posts all the time. This is so annoying. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
And yeah, it's just so much effort to come up with ideas it, and I hate the idea of like posting up things that might be cringe, like super cringe worthy. I probably do already post things that are cringe worthy to some people, but yeah, it's a lot of admin and effort, and I do need to get better at it. I know there's a lot of people out there that would think that I already am good at it, but I don't think that I'm like nearly doing enough to like give my music like the potential exposure of the entire internet that I could. Yeah, but like you, I'm grateful for the people that I meet over social media, but I do definitely spend way too much time on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then end up like comparing myself to other artists and what they're doing as well, because I'm on there just like being like, why are they doing that and I'm not doing that? Oh, it's probably because I'm just sitting here on Instagram like watching this instead
Yeah.
of going and doing shit. Yeah, it's awful. It's awful,
But
but it's a necessary evil, I guess.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I mean that's another aspect of it as well. You get sucked in to the Instagram hole, like
Yeah.
looking at reels, looking at, oh, look what this person's done. I mean, I love watching people cook stuff. So that's where I
Right.
lose it, or create stuff. I'll look, I'm like, oh crap, it's been an hour and I've just watched people make food last hour.
And I'm not even gonna make this myself.
No.
It's a lot. Yeah, I have actually been thinking about this a lot lately, just because I don't know, I'm doing this like mental health 10-week program, like it's like kind of like NLP, but kind of therapy, but kind of, I don't know, there's like a group of us and we meet every Friday morning. And at the moment, what we're doing is having to like, we're doing like brain renovations. So we're like have to journal every day of like a thought or a feeling or something that triggers us like in a negative way, and assess that and like write about it and like try and pick it apart and like, why does it make me feel that way? Why do I do all this? And like what's been coming up a lot is like me comparing myself to like other artists purely via social media, like not even comparing myself on any sort of realistic basis, just going straight for like, well, it looks like they're doing better than me. And where do I see that? On social media. Like, do you post your shitty things on social media? No, I only post the good things that are happening to me. Like,
Mm.
yeah, it's something that I've been thinking about a lot lately. And also being like, what is holding me back from posting more or trying to like utilizing that platform to promote my music more? And yeah, it comes down to like, I'm worried what my literal friends and family and like peers, like other artists in New Zealand, might think like, oh, she's like trying too hard. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh,
Mm.
it's so weird. It's so weird.
But
Just want to
there's,
be cool.
yeah.
I just want to be cool. I just want to post like cool stuff and people care. But I'm gonna have to post more and cringy stuff. I don't know.
But there's also that juxtaposition of, you're putting yourself in a position where you're wanting to engage, in some cases, a lot of cases, literal strangers.
Yeah.
So how much do you put out there? Because, the way that humans are, we connect with people if they show a little bit of themselves, if they show a little bit of vulnerability, little bit of humanity.
Mm-hmm.
But you've also got to do that in a safe and meaningful way. And so
Yeah.
how do you balance that?
Yeah, because there's like a privacy issue there of like, yeah, how far do you let people in?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I just think back to like the days before social media, like artists didn't have to do any of that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what was making people connect with them without not having any insight into their personal life, It was just the music. But yeah, it's just the reality of that it's not just the music anymore. And it is hard to decide how much to post and what to post and knowing. and or like pre-thinking in advance how it might be perceived. Or oh god, it's awful. Like
Mm-hmm.
even just yesterday, I just wanted to post a cute photo of me and this guy that I'm seeing like on the beach. Like some random drunk lady took a photo of us, and I was like, that's a really good photo actually. And so I wanted to post it, but it took me like hours to be like, oh, should I even post this? Because I know that a lot of people are just gonna be like, oh, is this like announcing a relationship, or is this, And it's like, no, it's just a really cute photo that I want to share. And it's just, yeah, it's hard to know what to post and what, especially, yeah, when you're an artist and if you're trying to like run some sort of brand, how much of your actual self can you put out there, and how much is it that you're trying to like build a persona, or I don't
Yeah.
know. It's weird. It's
Yeah,
weird. I
like,
try to be like myself as much as possible.
mm.
Yeah.
But I mean, you have to decide, like, how much are you separating Emma, the person, and Emma Dilemma, the artist?
Yeah.
Like, where do you draw that line? Does that line move?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't figured it out.
Mm.
I don't think about it enough either, I think. Like, yeah. I
Yeah.
should probably have a plan with that, but I don't.
That seems way too organised. I can't even conceive of having a plan like that.
Yeah. Ooh, content pillars, strategy. Ugh.
But also, there are people that use social media as their livelihood. I've been having this kōrero with friends recently, again, because of the America situation and,
Mm.
the automatic following of the vice president and the president of the United States, which is disgusting. But there are people that, for whatever reason, don't necessarily go out and spend time with people face to face for, whatever might be preventing them doing so. So
Mhm.
social media is their connection with other people, but it might also link to their business and be their livelihood. So if
Yeah.
that's no longer a safe space, what's
Yeah.
left?
Yeah, exactly. Oh God. I don't know. We're kind of in this really like fucked up part of like time right now, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't have any answers
No.
to that. Like, I just like go forth, exist, and hope for the best. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Live your best life, just don't be a dick, essentially.
exactly,
Mm-hmm.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, one final question. I was going to do the classic, what's your favourite song? But I'm going to mix it up a little bit. What's your
Okay.
favourite lyric?
Ever.
Mm-hmm. If you could
Oh
pick
God.
just one. It could be one of
Yeah.
yours. It could be from, a musician you like.
It's really hard.
I guess it doesn't have to be your ultimate favourite, but just one that you really love then.
I feel like, okay, give me 20 minutes. Let me just see it.
Talk amongst yourselves.
I think that question's actually always been hard for me because I think like I approach music from like a rhythmic and a melodic space. Like I've only really just started writing um lyrics in the last kind of 5 years, because in my rock band decades, like Liam, he was the main writer and he would write most of the songs. And so all my life I haven't really paid attention to lyrics either. I'm always about the melody, or whether I like the music and how they mesh together. And there might be like a key lyric, like the hook of a song, that I'm like, oh, I kind of get what the general song is about. But I've also found that there's a lot of songs now in my adult life, and now that I'm trying to get better at writing, like that I've revisited songs that I loved as a kid and been like, I had no idea that song was about that, because I just wasn't paying any attention to the lyrics. But I have a couple like lyrics tattooed on my body, so I guess like they're probably ones that I liked, enough to get tattooed, and now I'm like, well, I don't even know if I knew what that meant before I got it tattooed. But on my foot I have Michael Jackson from I think it's from Heal the World. It says stop existing and start living.
Mm-hmm.
So I quite like that. I think that's cute.
Mm-hmm.
On my arm in here I have from Biffy Clyro, from their song Skylight. I'd rather kiss the ground than kiss a starless sky, which for me means I'd rather like appreciate what is real than like what might not exist. I think it's to do with like religion and God and stuff. That's why I got it. And then on the back of my neck, I have one by an emo band from back in the day called Love Hate Hero, which like they probably don't even exist anymore. It was my first tattoo actually, and it says the brighter I shine, the darker my shadow, which like when I got it, for me I thought that meant like it's kind of about legacy. Like the harder I work and the more I like put into my life, the bigger of like a shadow or something that I'll leave behind. But now what I've realized is it's like, people that have these big personalities and can seem so happy and have their shit together on the outside are quite often like fighting the biggest battles on the inside and have, traumas and traumatic past. So I relate to it in that way now as well, because I always feel like I put on like a big affront and everyone thinks I'm happy and stuff, but I struggle with my mental health a lot. So, you know, the brighter the brighter I shine, potentially the darker it is on the inside. So yeah, I'd say those are three of my favorite lyrics just simply because I got them tatted on my body. But yeah.
I mean, that was a perfectly great answer to me.
Okay.
So what's coming up for Emma Dilemma?
Not a lot actually, because I went away to LA, I came back, we were just talking about mental health. I had like basically my rock bottom. I came back from LA early, like my parents were worried about me. So I came back early and I'm still in recovery from how bad my mental health was at the end of last year. So and part of it is tied into my self-perception and my self-confidence and belief as an artist. So I'm kind of like regrouping at the moment. I don't have any shows booked or planned. I've got some recordings from that, like I said, should be coming out in a package with Ready or Not, Libra and Beetle Day. But like I just don't even haven't had the energy to even organize that. But I hope to release an EP essentially. Hopefully by winter, if I can actually find time to sit down and plan it instead of watching maths. Um, and I've just been trying to focus on like writing new songs and like just like we're talking about, like doing it from a place that's authentic and it's cathartic and stuff, because I'm actually trying to write about experiences that I've been having. So yeah, I'm working on writing and recording those ideas with some people, and I don't know what the plan is for them, but yeah, I just want to just be releasing more music. But because my mental health has been so bad, like that's a priority for me to get back on my feet in that way first. Because even if I did release stuff, if anything did well, I probably wouldn't be like wouldn't have the capacity to like support that, any sort of momentum, because I think I'd burn out pretty quick at the moment. But yeah, so just kind of focusing on myself, but writing and seeing what happens as I heal myself.
Yeah. Thank you for such an honest answer. And I love the fact that you're taking care of yourself before being able to put what you're creating into the world.
Yeah, thank you. It does. Ironically, it kind of adds to my anxiety because I'm such a hard worker that I still just have that voice in my head being like, you should be doing this, you should be doing this, just release stuff, just work, do this, do this, do this. But I just know that if I did, it would burn me out. So yeah, I've got to regroup, come up with a plan moving forward. Yeah.
A wise man once said, I don't know where I'm going from here, but I promise it won't be boring. So
I love that.
Yeah. Thank you,
Who
Mr.
did say
Bowie.
that?
David Bowie.
Oh, okay. See, I don't pay attention to lyrics. What do you reckon Mr. Bowie would have posted on social media?
I was thinking about that. He's the unequivocal love of my life. So I was thinking about that when we were having our social media chat. I was like, how would Bowie or like Prince or Freddie Mercury interact with social media? I think
honestly
Freddie
think
would
that they
just
would refuse to.
You reckon?
Yeah, they would. Yeah. Oh, you reckon Freddie would just
Freddie
post
would just be
cats?
him and his cats all the time. I reckon that would be great.
And thirst traps, probably.
Yeah.
Prince would probably do thirst traps too.
Absolutely.
But yeah,
Sexy
I just
Prince.
can't imagine like artists from back then like doing this. They'd be like, no.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. I mean, there are a lot of paparazzi shots of Bowie just flipping off whoever's taking the picture. So I can't imagine him engaging with social media very much. No. I would love it if he did, though, but that's selfish of me.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for our chat. It's been lovely having an open and honest conversation with you, and really nice to meet you.
Thank you. It was nice to have a chat and get some things out there and yeah, hang out with you for an hour and yeah, thanks for having me.
This episode is supported by Te Whare Tawharo at Otago Whakaihu Waka, the University of Otago. Te Whare Tawharo is a place of shelter to reduce the impact of sexual violence and intimate partner violence within our campus communities. This show is kindly supported by the Rainbow New Zealand Charitable Trust. The Rainbow Umbrella theme song is by Paul S. Allen and Beth. Check them out on Spotify. New episodes of the Rainbow Umbrella are available every fourth Thursday on Otago Access Radio 105.4 FM, on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you like to get your podcasts. Do you have an idea for an episode or something you would like to kōrero about? Get in touch at rainbowumbrellapod@gmail.com.